In today's video, we're going to discuss why I was down $46,000 today with Yieldmax funds and how I plan to bounce back. So Yieldmax helps us earn over $500,000 per year in dividends, as you can see below, and we're outperforming the indexes with Yieldmax and some margin. We're up 43% for the year. The S&P is up 26%. The Nasdaq's up 32%. The Dow's up 15%, and the Russell's up 14%. So we're outperforming all of the indexes with Yieldmax and margin, and we're living free from our 9-to-5s as a result. If you need help doing the same, email me for my e-guides at akintodd48@gmail.com. Today we're down $46,000 once again, but that's only 2.78%. If you look above, the Nasdaq was down 3.56, the S&P was down 2.95. So we actually beat the S&P and the Nasdaq. We're down again 46,000, but beating the indexes means that even though that's a lot of money, we still won today. With 618,000 of margin debt here, you would think that I would have lost a ton of money today. I mean, we were down 51,000 at one point. Speaking of the 50s, we were just up 50%, and now we're up 43% as I just showed you. But even after a day like today, we're still outperforming. We're still up significantly, and that's because not only is this margin leverage not really affecting me, but Cornerstone was actually up today. All right, so Cornerstone, I've told y'all for months that I think this is a precursor to what's going to happen in the market. Okay, it's almost like a bellwether fund. All right, it is the index, and it has a 20% dividend, and it drips that dividend down at the NAV for 27% gains every month. They were 37% gains. Now they're 27% gains that we get every month with Cornerstone. Cornerstone is a 4-star fund. In case you're new to this channel, Cornerstone right here, 4-star fund. And as you can see on its 10-year chart with Morningstar, it moves upward, left to right. But at E-Trade, it moves sideways to down. On a 1-year chart here, it was killing the indexes, as you can see there. But on a 5-year chart or on a 10-year chart, you can see it moves sideways to down. That's because you have to play it properly around its rights offerings, obviously, okay? Closed-end funds, you have to play them properly around their rights offerings. If you need help playing Cornerstone, that's in my Volume 4 e-guide. And we alert you of the Cornerstone rights offer announcement in Discord when you buy my e-guides. So Discord is free when you buy my e-guides, and my phone number is free for life when you buy my e-guides. So again, we alert you of the rights offer announcement here in Discord. So Cornerstone is the whole key to my success. I have about 400 grand in Cornerstone because it's low maintenance as well. Low maintenance is the secret to getting ahead at my channel, okay? Cornerstone is 30% maintenance. So even on a day like today, we're down 46,000, but my available withdrawal is still high. It's still above 200,000, which means that we can withstand over 20% corrections in the market and still avoid a margin call and live free from a 9-to-5, okay? I still need to pay my bills and live freely out of my account away from a 9-to-5. I pay all of my bills out of my dividends. My dividends pay back my margin debt in around 1 year, but I also need to pay my bills, so I have to keep high available withdrawal in order to do that. And the way to do that is by investing with low maintenance names, okay? You can go to other brokers with lower maintenance, but they might not have that special NAV drip for Cornerstone that I was mentioning, where it gives you 27% gains every month on top of the 21% dividend that it gives you each year. All right, Cornerstone, again, 30% maintenance. If you need help understanding maintenance, that's in my Volume 3 e-guide. Okay, so Cornerstone was not even down today when the market was down huge, and it just kind of led the market down. As I always say, again, Cornerstone is sort of like a bellwether fund because it is the indexes, all right? But then also I box it here to where I lower my maintenance to 5%. So our box shares are right here. We have about 50 grand short with Cornerstone, and that raised my available withdrawal because when you box your shares, you lower your maintenance to 5%. As you can see here where my mouse is, okay? So I lowered my maintenance to 5%. That raised my available withdrawal by a significant amount, okay? And that's how I'm also withstanding margin calls and avoiding selling Cornerstone and paying taxes with my gains, okay? I'm doing that by boxing Cornerstone and lowering my maintenance to 5%. If you need help hedging Cornerstone, that's in my Volume 5 e-guide. And also my options were up today. Our S&P options are up pretty significantly today, as you can see here below. Okay, our S&P put was up 300%, over 300%. And this other S&P put was up 200%. So this is what you want to see. Our QQQ put was up 500%. And this other QQQ put was up 100%, over 100%. So we're not only making money on down days with our box shorts with Cornerstone, even though Cornerstone was up today on a down day, but we also have our put options and our triple shorts. And again, those are all in my volume 5 e-guide, as well as how I box Cornerstone. That's basically my hedging e-guide. So that can all be found in volume 5 once again. So we are down $46,000, yes, but we outperformed the indexes. And even with all that margin, once again, we still didn't lose that much money. I mean, we were down 4% total today. Again, the NASDAQ was down 3.5. If you go to my complete view, you'll see that we're down 4% total today. So I'll be up 39% tomorrow after these numbers register, but oh well, that's still outperforming the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ is only going to be up 29% after today's losses register. Also, a lot of my blue chip stocks held up relatively well. Okay, they were down less than the indexes, so that's also helping with our performance. All right, also we outperformed today because QQQY was down less than the NASDAQ. Okay, QQQY was down only 3.3%, but the NASDAQ was down 3.5%. So that's also how we outperformed. I've been pounding the table on Defiance funds. Everyone hates Defiance funds. I don't know why. They're performing in line with the indexes if you look at a true chart of them with dividends factored back in. And again, they fall less on down days. So that's another reason why I beat the market today. So it takes a combination of all these funds that I use. QQQY is also 30% maintenance, so that helps me a ton with my available withdrawal. And also I sell puts with QQY, which I've showed you in the past, and I profited handsomely on selling those options. I also outperformed today thanks to my Bitcoin puts. All right, Bitcoin was down huge today. Misty was down like 8% or something like that, but my BitX options were up $200 today on a down day. This is because I use leap options when I sell puts, so the volatility is minimized in these leap options, and so that's how I minimize the volatility in my overall portfolio. And BitX lowered my margin by 50,000. I just sold the puts in BitX and I got 50,000 right away, and I lowered my risk by doing it because my cost basis is around 20 bucks. If you factor in my premiums, my cost basis is 20 bucks, and that's significantly lower than the current market price for BitX. And if we get assigned in BitX, then we get to go long Bitcoin from the lows, and we're getting paid a dividend to cover our margin interest. If you need help selling put options like I do, that's in my volume 6 e-guide. My put options help me lower my margin, volatility, and my cost basis in the process. All right, so now we're going to switch gears and talk about offense, how I plan to bounce back. Well, today I've been buying the dip. All of my members know that I've been buying certain funds. You can always follow my portfolio at any time by going to the membership section in YouTube and following my Fire Portfolio service. It's only 10 bucks a month, so I don't know why anyone wouldn't follow this, but I show you everything in my Fire Portfolio videos, but I recommend you buying the e-guides first and following the members in Discord so you can get a good grasp of what I do here, and then you follow along after with my Fire Portfolio service. Let's talk about how I plan to go on offense and bounce back from this $46,000 down day. Well, the NASDAQ broke the 20 and it's approaching the 50, and the S&P also hit the 50-day moving average today. In fact, it broke the 50-day moving average. So I'm looking for 1 or 2 more down days of pain to where we can find some support around maybe the 100-day moving average or the purple line, as you can see here. And with the Russell, we see things starting to get cheap as well. IWM broke the 50, it broke the 100, and it's close to the 200. So all the indexes look very similar in that they just reached critical support areas and they've even breached them somewhat, but ultimate support is not far away. And so if we can get 1 or 2 more down days, I'll be buying the heck out of the market. Again, I already started nibbling on certain funds today, and RDTE was one of those funds because RDTE is 30% maintenance and the Russell is getting cheap once again. Even if the Fed decides to cut rates by less than expected, okay, we still have pretty low interest rates right now, and they're going to keep cutting, just not at the same pace. And bull markets can survive in 5% interest rate environments. And RDTE is 35% maintenance, so I bought more of that since it's cheap and it has some of the lowest maintenance I can find around with that yield. All right, so that's how I plan to bounce back. I'm buying these index funds. Okay, you can follow my Fire Portfolio for all of my ideas, but one of the funds I'm going to be buying, of course, is RDTE because it's low maintenance and it's the index. I'm also going to be buying more Cornerstone and all of my favorite funds, but I'm always doing so carefully. I'm always watching my maintenance and playing by the rules when using this amount of margin to live free from 9 to 5. Again, if you need help doing the same, email me for my e-guides at aikentod48@gmail.com. When you buy my e-guides, you get free access to Discord for life, and you get my phone number for life, so keep that in mind. Also, if you like this video, please click like or subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon, everyone. Thanks.